Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Kerbal Space Program. I decided to go ahead and record this after all. The scary, scary transfer from the Kraken-infested Minmus moonbase. It's kind of annoying because I have to cycle through a lot of these parts of... You can see it's still shaking itself apart, which is very frustrating. I've even gone and disconnected from the main ship over here. And it continues to be a problem. Like, I've actually unlinked these, and they're still sort of, I don't know, just stuck or something. I have to explicitly choose which hatch we're using to unload from. So that's pretty brutal. Let go there, and, whoa, I'm being Krakenified. Engage RCS. Engage. No, release. There we go, RCS engaged. Fly away from this doomed ship. And unfortunately, the hatch on this thing is on the opposite side. That's a bit of a pain. There we go. Just like the start of The Martian. Everyone has to unload from the habitat into the MAV, the Minmus Ascent vehicle. Right over here. And get in there. And hopefully we don't have anyone stuck in the end. The actual module that most of my crew are in, I think, can't EVA because I believe the hatch... Oh, you're going to do that? Come on. There we go. Hate it when you grab onto something and then the physics engine decides to, like, fling you into space for some reason. Alright, that's that. Now I gotta find, again, the ship with people in it. Let's hide that. Oops. Okay, so I can just backtick. That's good to know. Okay, so now what I have to do is click on this part and then click there. There's a way to transfer crew from one to the other. Do I have to click on the other hatch? How do I I can move people inside the ship from one to the other. Ah, just transfer from over here, which is what I want to do. Transfer into there. Okay, and we're going to just keep doing that. Move everyone into this module. Although there's might be a limited amount of space over there. Oh, yeah. They're full. We can only fit 2 people in the science module. That's okay, though. So we'll say Zorts. So you let go. Leap into space for no good reason. Come on, activate your RCS. Activate your RCS. I wonder if you can activate it before you let go. Oh, it is laggy. Yeah, these bases. It looked cool. It felt so good when I built it, but it is just not the way Kerbal is meant to operate. These things are just, the physics are just too hard. And I get that. I totally get that, actually. I was actually hoping that once I was landed, the physics would just be turned off. Like, the physics would go into sleep mode for those things, which is a thing that happens in any physics engine that you can do. And it includes Unity, and it includes the way Kerbal operates on things. And I was hoping that, you know, once it was built, assuming the graphics weren't too bad for it, the physics for it would just turn off, in which case it wouldn't matter how crazy you designed a base. It, A, wouldn't be laggy, and B, wouldn't shake itself apart. But that is not to be. That is not to be. Okay, and grab. Don't fling yourself into space. There we go. Go ahead and board. So if I go back tick, then I go to the right ship. Good, excellent. And then I want to click on this hatch. We want to EVA. I've got wheels. We did a lot of great work. These people are going to come home with a lot of experience, which is nice. And it looks like, no, I can't activate the RCS. So I hit space to let go, and then, woo, weird things happen. And now, there we go. We can RCS. And oh, it is so laggy out here. Then we'll hit the self-destruct button after everyone is off. And hopefully... There's room in the top one, too, if we need a little bit of extra space. Tell you what, let me go and put you in the top bit. Just so that it's done, although I'll have to be very careful about the solar panel there. Okay, do not fling me up into the solar panel. Whew, thank you. Board. And back tick. There's only 2 people left, and there's definitely at least 2 people left, or room for 2 more in the bottom part. So we are going to be okay. So what I got to do is click on you. Yeah, see, everything is still moving. Move to there. Click on you. Move to here. There we go. Click on this hatch. Just make sure people keep coming out the right way. You know what? Let me quick save. We've done pretty well. I would hate for a crash to happen now. EVA with Emma. I'm going to move down the ladder a bit and then let go. No, doesn't help. Woo! And RCS. There we go. Oh, you know what? With the last person, I've got to make sure to grab all the existing experiments. There might be some data left over here. Well, there's certainly data in the science bay, which is no longer going to be running. So, you know, we could have potentially processed some more stuff here on Minmus, but this is no good. Plus, the moon is still processing data, and actually processes a lot faster, because I think it's got higher level scientists. I think so, because I sent it with the UKS Training Academy, and as a result, all our scientists were able to get trained up to the level of the highest level scientists. So I think they're all 2 stars, and I don't think these guys are. Although once we return to Kerbin, then they all will be, because they've got all this planetary experience. But yeah, so one last EVA here with JD. And you're going to right click here. No, apparently there's nothing like that. Let's board again just to see. Click on this bit. Yeah, there's some data left, but we did transmit it ahead of time, so it's fine. I mean, we've transmitted all the actual experiments. We could just leave this running for, at this rate, you know, another year or two to turn all the data into science, but I think it's okay. We're going to accept the loss of that. That's all right. We can always send another Minmus mission to, like, a pole or something like that. Something that's maybe designed to sit completely differently. Like, something that looks a little bit more like most spaces are, where instead of attaching things this way, they just get plugged in nose to nose. Actually, I like the idea of a Minmus polar mission that is properly done with the UKS, MKS stuff. All the inflatable stuff, it would look quite cool. We could probably have it deploy in a better way. All right, come around this way. Base 1 landing site over there. And then I think we move down here for like more biome stuff, which is cool. But and our rover never worked because we had a rover set up with wheels, which don't really work on Minmus, and that's something else we could potentially adjust if we do return. And grab. Nope, nope, nope. Don't fling yourself into space oddly. There we go. Thank you. I don't know if it's if you attach when you still have some forward momentum or something like that. I'm not certain. Okay. Good. Here is our ship. So what we want to do is we want to take off straight up temporarily, but then we want to fly straight east, which is down this way over here. Basically, literally straight east. There's no reason not to... there's no reason to go like vertically first or anything. As long as we're going to clear the nearby hills, we're going to be fine. And there's almost like no thrust I can give going straight up. That's not going to go there. So I'll use the smartass to lock ourselves straight up. Although really all we need is the kill rotation, or even, you know, stability assist. That's going to be plentiful. So I'm going to give a full boost, which isn't too fast, which is nice. There we go. And then let me rotate so that the direction east that we're trying to go to is where we want it to be. And then go ahead and no. Hang on. Oh, yeah, we're doing right. Just because I'm getting confused there. There we go. Now it feels a lot better. And yeah, let's go ahead and burn this way a little bit. And you know what? Lock yourself orbital prograde. That's good. That's exactly what we're looking for. Go for burn. Retract the landing gear. And we want our Apoapsis to grow, and it is doing that. There's no air resistance, so this is perfectly fine. Solar panels are out. Crew capacity is good. I brought lots of extra food just in case something horrible happened. Look at that. We've got enough for 406 days. Apoapsis is now high enough, so there we go. All we have to do is circularize. Which really, what do we have to do for that? I can basically just eyeball it. I don't care if we push our Apoapsis up a little bit more. Oh yeah, it's going to try to rock me back. There we go. Because kill rotation really tries to keep you where you were, as opposed to the SAS stability assist, which there you go, you can sort of move. Can't warp faster than that, really? We've got to wait a little bit longer? Okay, fair enough. As soon as we're over 300k, or 3 3K. We can give a little bit of time warp here. There we go. We're just waiting to close into our apoapsis. And then we'll just burn on the horizon, which really will be burning prograde. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, we'll lock to orbital prograde, which is going to be fine. Do this, which will circularize us. And then we'll just go home. We still have lots of Delta V. We have tons. A ridiculous amount. We can almost, but not quite. I want to clear my target, so you just like double click anywhere. There we go. Almost, but not quite land on the moon at this point. Not that there's any point. We will have to rescue our moon people at some point, but not quite yet. Okay. Wow. This would be a fine place for us to burn prograde. Should I just eyeball it? Sure. Quick save first. But this should escape us. And is burning in the right general direction. There we go. To lower our parry. Okay, I'm going to wait at this point for us to... because we want to burn sort of opposite on that line, which is not really the direction we're burning in right now, so it's not quite as efficient. I could, of course, face myself the correct way to do this, but I'm not that good, so we're going to just go ahead and quick save, warp to the sphere of influence change so that we're properly in the sphere of influence of Kerbin. So that way, my directions of prograde and retrograde will be relative to Kerbin, which is going to be a lot easier to work with. All right. There's where our goal is. Lots of Delta V. As long as I do my burn like this far out, that's what matters. Delete that, so we'll go through a little bit faster. And yeah, just give it enough time to make sure we're solidly in here. Good. Let Minmus move away, basically. And we are mostly just going to burn retrograde here. We're close enough to the apoapsis. Mostly what we're doing is decreasing the parry. We're going to decrease the apo a little bit too, but that's all right. And, I mean, there's probably a combination of, like, this plus a radial or anti-normal that might be... a radial or anti-radial is what I meant to say. That would be slightly more optimized, but this is just groovy. There we go. Parry dropping quite quickly. Okay, it's a little bit lower than I'd normally look for, but it's going to be fine at this point. We can just turn off the smartass completely, save a little bit of power. I'm going to quick save. We're not encountering the moon, which is nice. We're going to warp closer, and then we might make some little tweaks. Please be centered on my ship. That was really disorienting. Really disorienting. Apparently we still have a satellite in orbit around Kerbin, so there's at least one that didn't get deleted when I removed all the remote tech. You know, we just barely avoided encountering the moon here. We could have done a flyby and maybe gotten some more experience points for our Kerbals, but I don't think so. Anyway, what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to go into standard stability assist. Actually, I'm going to start off by pointing myself retrograde because that'll make things a little bit easier to find. And from here, where's the direction to normal? That way. So that's what I want to do is I want to burn sort of between the two. Because if I burn normal, I will raise my parry. But as long as I'm burning retro, I'm also burning off some of my orbital speed. We've got the Delta V, we may as well use it to slow ourselves down. So there we go. We are raising the parry. Now if I move closer towards retro, then it'll start dropping the parry. It'll drop sort of everything. There we go. A nice little balance here. Aim for about 20k. I'm burning at a relatively modest rate. Burn a little bit more. Because there we go. So our reentry will be the same, but by doing this, I'm shrinking my apo mostly, but it means that my reentry speed will be reduced. So we'll have to, we'll take less heat on reentry. It's not needed. I'm pretty sure our design will be fine, but what the hell, right? Let's move a little bit more towards radial so that we raise the parry a little, and just keep trying to find that sweet spot where it doesn't move too much. Closer to retro, it'll drop my parry. Of course, dropping more of my orbital speed. Closer to radial, it'll raise the parry just by shifting this over to the right a little bit more. There we go. I'm going to try to keep it above 20. I don't want to burn all my fuel because I think with this design I'd be happier to land in the ocean. Suppose it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay. Let's raise. And then lower, just by moving my direction a wee bit. Could have probably done a full burn, but I'd be worried that we'd be out of control a little too soon. I still have tons of fuel left. Holy cow. Here. Full burn. Raise, raise, raise. Lower, lower, lower. Good, good, good. Lower a bit. Still have plenty of fuel. Raise, raise, raise. Excellent. Not going to be as much movement now, although we're still burning off just as much orbital speed. So again, it'll help our reentry. At a certain point, I might... I'm just doing this to, like... I've got the fuel, so what the hell, right? So we'll save a little bit for any last-minute maneuvers that we might be concerned with. Let's drop that. Okay, let's kill this. Try to bring us back up here. Alright, that's good. We're going to time warp, so we quick save first. We're just going to warp to here. Oh, right. No, I'm going to re-enter. I was like, oh my god, I still have to do something to make sure I deorbit. Derp, I'm going to hit the atmosphere, so of course I'm going to deorbit. So what are we looking at now? Still got a ways to go. I mean, all our supplies are in fantastic shape. We have so much food, water, and oxygen. It's ridiculous. Electric charge, we've got a massive battery, so I can close the solar panels whenever I need to, whenever I feel like it. Let's time warp a little bit more. And do this. And where do we think we might land at this point? There's actually a lot of chunks of things. I wonder if I do want to get an ocean landing, which I probably will, because I don't actually have landing gear. I don't know. You know what? It really doesn't matter. I don't care where we land. Turn yourself surface retrograde, which is this. All right, if I check here, it should be putting me there. And it is. Good. We're going to stay locked to that just to ensure that our butt stays facing. I'm going to go ahead and... Actually, staging here might hit things oddly. No, I guess we're fine. Okay, let me go and... The solar panels should automatically retract anyway. Because of MechJeb, but let me go and retract them now. I want to decrease the chance that the separation of my engines accidentally whacks them, since I do have tons of battery. Okay, so we're going to stage at this point. Throwing them aside. Good. Oh yeah, we're totally fine. We're still facing the right way for reentry. We do have our heat shield back here. I think we should be alright. Let me go and do a time warp until we hit the atmosphere. Then it'll automatically stop time warping for us. We have the big reaction wheel in here. We have a reaction wheel in here. And we are facing the right way. So even if we are not aerodynamically stable, our reaction wheels should help keep our heat shield facing first. And I predict we will land right around here. Right off the coast of, looks like Madagascar over there. I mean, I know it's not Earth, but, you know. Things. Okay. Everyone here is quite happy. They're finally coming home. They've been on Minmus for like 2, 3, 4 years. They've been on Minmus for a very, very, very long time. A very, very long time. I guess if I switch back to the Minmus base, I should be able to get a mission clock for it. The round trip here for the recovery has been 18 days, which isn't bad at all. There we go, facing the correct way. Speed isn't dropping at all yet, because we're still so high. We get, like, the cool flame effects, but they're actually not slowing down. In fact, we wouldn't even really get any heat effects at this point, because it's all visual. There's not that much compression. Compression, not friction, that causes the heat, by the way. Compression of the air ahead of time. When you squeeze things, they become hotter. When you release them, they actually get cool. A good example of that is if you've ever tried like spray-on deodorant or anything like that, you know it's freaking cold when you do it. Also, the can gets cold. Actually, if you ever get compressed air for cleaning computer, the can will actually develop frost on the outside because as you spray it, it is decompressing, which causes it to get colder. Whereas when they load up the cans get extremely hot as the air gets compressed in there. And that's what's happening here. In fact, on a real sort of ship reentry, this actual, like, front here would be a little far away from the ship, like a little, just a bit of a distance away. So that's the real compression thing, because the air that is right against the ship isn't really sort of moving. It's already done being compressed. All right, parity is dropping. We're definitely re-entering, obviously. Shouldn't be a surprise. Surface speed is maybe not dropping as quickly as I would like. We're about to hit some very thick air, still going 2 kilometers per second. So if we did have any components that were exposed, the heat would be pretty high. Although the ablator is barely ticking away. It's ticking away at less than 1 per second and dropping. So the ablator is going to have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots left. The only question is, are we going to be going slow enough to deploy our chutes in time to land? The answer is yes. I hope. Are we? Oh, no, I was going to say, are we going into the sunrise? No, but we do get to see the Milky Way, which is cool. I'm assuming Kerbals call it the Milky Way as well. Okay, we're 17K above ocean level, and we are indeed over the ocean, so our landing's going to be perfectly fine. We don't need you, we don't need you. We'll leave you because we need to toggle some of the stuff off. Speed is burning off nicely. We're going to be fine. I have all my parachutes to only deploy at 0.5 atmosphere. I could activate them now, but I may as well go ahead and wait until everything is actually safe to do that. Heat effects are going away. We still had 682 of 800 ablator left. We're actually not even using any more ablator, so the heat is so low that even a naked ship without a ablator shield would have been fine. There we go. Now we're just getting the sort of Mach effects. And once our surface speed drops below 250, I will hit the shoot deploy button. Although they may not deploy yet because we might still be high enough that we're not at 0.5 atmosphere, because they are programmed for that. And these will say risky any second, and they will change to safe at 250. Let's just watch. There we go. There's the risky. There's the safe. So I'll go ahead and activate them. Oh, we are thick enough atmosphere to go. So it's actually good that I didn't release them earlier, because I think they would have deployed at 0.5 atmosphere quite sooner. It took us a lot longer to and the game just crashed. I was going to say, it took us a lot longer to slow down than expected. I think because I came in at a relatively low parry, right? At a, like 20 to 25, somewhere around there. I don't know what the end one was. If I'd aimed for higher, then we would have had longer in the atmosphere to slow down. But hey, we crashed. Good thing we autosaved not too long before we landed. So I'm going to complete that mission. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.